Almost there. Hey guys, so
Hi.
we're going to be diving into something here. Bianco and I, my son, hello, Bianco.
Hello.
He just woke up from a nap, so he gets to have a bad hair day, and so do I because we're in the middle of this coronavirus craziness, and haircut places aren't open, and all that kind of stuff. So yes, but we're going to talk about something right now that I think is near and dear to a lot of people's heart because it certainly was to me. Like when I first started in this business, I got rejected a lot, a lot. And I want to, and it's the same thing every time you start something new, whether it's a new marketing frontier or a new way to make an offer to a seller. There's this period that we all go through that the newness causes us to have failure. And it's really easy for us just to like shut down and because we don't get traction right away. But I want to help. I want to help so that we don't shut down. We don't want to shut down. We want to be able to keep going. We want to be able to get through it. So here's a couple of tips for you. Okay. So first and foremost, if you've ever done something as an entrepreneur, or as a real estate investor, and you didn't get the traction that you expected that you would get right from the beginning, then you'll want to stay tuned to this. Okay. So for me, this journey started for me back in 2007. 2007, I was a corporate guy. I worked at Target Corporation, and I wanted to do more than just my corporate job. So I was basically searching, and I found real estate, and it had always been something I wanted to do. I got some education. I jumped in. Okay. Then what ended up happening is in the beginning of 2007, that's when we first started to see some foreclosures and short sales come onto the market. And it caused a little bit of a panic with people, especially like my parents. I don't know if you've got friends or other loved ones that have ever told you like, no, you can't do that. That's crazy. But that's what I kept hearing over and over again from friends, family, coworkers. And what you got to realize is that sometimes your friends, your family, your coworkers, they do care about you. They love you, and they'll try to hold you back because sometimes it's because they think it's in your best interest. They'll say, you're nuts, you're crazy. That's the words that I heard. I heard you're nuts, you're crazy. And what was even worse than that to me is that while I was out there and I was learning this new technique of making offers and trying to buy stuff at a discounted price, I got rejected a lot. And I remember the very first realtor that I hired, I went out and looked at houses for like a day or so. And then she said, okay, you ready to make offers? And I said, yeah. And she didn't say offer. She said, offer. Are you ready to make an offer on one of these? And I said, yeah, let's go. And I ran my numbers that night, got back to her the next day, and I told her the offer that she wanted. And she said, they'll never accept that. Never. Like, you can't make offers like that. And I'm like, no, it'll work. It'll take some time, but we've just got to do this. We got to place the offers. And she totally flat out denied me. And then the next day we were scheduled to go out and look at houses, and then she canceled on me. That's called being fired by a realtor. Okay. Do you know what that does to your ego? You, especially starting off in this business, like that's a big rejection, slap in the face. Like it happened to me, and I wasn't getting the traction that I wanted after getting fired by a realtor. And then the second realtor it happened to me with, and having coworkers and even my parents trying to protect me and telling me like, no, don't do that. You're nuts. You're crazy. Like that can happen. Okay. So here's the solution. I've got three. Okay. Number one, Bianco, have you ever had something that you failed at that you got better at with time?
Riding my bike.
Riding your bike. Okay. So what did you fall down or what happened?
Yes, one time I fell down.
And then what'd you do to get back to get going again?
Practice.
You just kept doing it, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You kept, so we're learning from a 6-year-old. Okay. Bianco is teaching us something that as adults we forget. Sometimes we forget that we used to fall before we learned how to ride the bike. And it's no different with making offers, with trying something like crazy, like social media to run ads to get sellers. All of these things are new and they're different, but because they're new or different, we might get rejected at first. We might not get the traction that we want. So let's take it from the 6-year-old Bianco saying, hey, I fell off my bike the first couple of times, but I got back on it and I kept going. And now, are you pretty good at riding a bike now? Yes. Yeah, he's faster than me. I can't run as fast as he can bike. I tried yesterday. He's totally toasted me. Okay. So how do you do this? Here's the three steps. Number one, surround yourself with like-minded people. And I know that while we're in isolation mode, it's a little bit more difficult, but There are still some methods, and I want to give you a couple of them. Okay. Why do we surround ourselves with like-minded people? Well, first and foremost, here's why. You are a product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I can assure you, like you've probably heard that quote from people before, but if I went and did a survey of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I looked at their annual income, I bet you if I average their annual income, you're pretty close to that range right there. I bet that's the way it would come out. You probably heard a lot of people talk about that before, but it's so true. You are the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you want to start to level up in your mind, then what you need to do is start spending time with the people that you want to be at the level of. Okay. That can be in every level too. It doesn't just have to be money. It can be in finance. It can be in faith. It can be in family connection. Like you go to the people that are at the level that you want to be at and you spend time with them. So how do you do it? Okay. First off, you join different Facebook real estate groups, spend time in there, network with people, talk to people. Once we get out of this whole virus thing, then go back to the REI clubs, go to meetup.com and go find a bunch of REI clubs. Attend the ones that you can, network with people. Okay. Get your mind right. Get with the people that you know are at the spot that you want to be. Okay. Number 2. Okay. The next thing that you can do to quickly get over this curve of rejection or not getting traction is this. It's you need to get yourself some true off-market leads. If you're in the real estate investing business and you're still working things that are on market, it's a very tough world on market leads. The on market leads, thousands of agents and then even tens of thousands of investors have access to those same exact properties. And it's like dropping a piece of fish into a shark tank. The sharks will destroy it. They're going to go after it. So you end up in multiple offer situations paying too much. You can't do that. Instead, what you want is you want to go to off-market deals only. Okay. How do you get off-market deals, Nate? Well, I'll tell you this. I've done them all. I've literally even ran TV commercials to get sellers before, television commercials, and it was insane to do it. I've done pretty much every marketing technique out there to get sellers. And the one that by far works the best, and it's the only one that I'm doing right now, paid marketing to get sellers to come to me, and I do it every single day. My ads are running 24/7, is social media marketing. Okay. I'm not just saying that because I'm the guy that promotes social media marketing. I'm saying that because I do it in my real estate business. It works the best. I'm getting people to watch a 4-minute video right now, a 4-minute Facebook video for under 5 cents per view. Where on earth can I ever get that kind of coverage? I can't call up Fox or ABC or NBC and say, hey guys, will you please air my 4-minute commercial and only charge me 5 cents per view? It would never happen. But on social media, I can. Okay. The second reason that you've got to move to these off-market sources is this. If you're doing things like manually pulling lists and then skip tracing and then cold calling, you're committing what I call real estate investor suicide. And I'm not joking about that. Like, I don't mean to put it in the tense of people actually committing suicide, but I mean, you committing suicide on your dream of becoming a real estate investor. That's what happens to most people that go down the cold calling path. I'm going to go the cheap route and I'm going to cold call and I'm going to skip trace. No, please don't do it to yourself. That cold calling route, you're getting a bunch of sellers. Yes, you can call them and you can try, and you might get lucky every once in a while. And some people do. They hire physical call centers to make thousands of calls per day for them. But let's face it, most of us aren't going to hire a call center to call thousands of people for us. Most of us are doing this business by ourselves. We're going this alone to start off until we get momentum, and then we can start hiring people. We don't have the funds to throw out there for a big call center. So when we're going it alone like that, we cannot call thousands of people. And the folks that I do talk to that have called hundreds and then sometimes in the thousands, they usually quit at some point. They get tired of hearing the word no or getting rejected. Rejection after rejection. That's why I call it cold calling real estate investor suicide. I don't want you on that path. Instead, get synced up with social media, use it the right way. I'm not talking about like doing organic posts. I'm not talking about like hiring some digital agency that does chiropractors and dentists too. Not at all. I'm talking about running real campaigns written by actual real estate investors that work and convert. That's the secret sauce to making sure that you've got consistent deal flow, consistent leads coming to you. Okay. The next one, this is a big one, and This is so important because a lot of people, they forget this. Okay. So this is number 3 is you got to celebrate the small wins. What does that mean, Nate? It means this: your first lead that you get, the first seller appointment that you go on, those are victories. I watch so many people, they put so much pressure on themselves. It's all about like getting this deal done. I got to get the signed contract, and then I got to wholesale it, or I got to close on it with whatever. That's too much pressure. You've got to celebrate the small wins. It's a really big deal to generate your first off-market lead. When that happens, you got to stop and say, holy cow, congratulations. When Bianco was riding his bike, we didn't just like rip the training wheels off all at once. We did it slowly. We pulled them up a little bit. And then actually on his womb bike was more like a balance bike. So he was able to slide into it. He transitioned into it. And the first time that he got his balance and he rolled down the hill, we clapped, we celebrated. And it's no different with you in this business. You got to let yourself like have some relief and celebrate all these small steps along the path. So the next time you get a lead, celebrate that lead. Okay. Most of us only need 15 to maybe 30 leads and we're getting a deal. So if you get one lead, you're less than 29 away from getting a deal done. Okay. I've also seen some people, they can close every third lead. Everybody varies of that, but you got to celebrate the small things along the path. Okay. So we talked about a lot of stuff here. Number 1, if you've tried real estate investing before, or if you've tried any entrepreneurial endeavor and you didn't get the traction that you wanted, you got to stop and forgive yourself. Okay. You can make this stuff work if you follow these 3 principles. Number 1 principle, surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Number 2, switch to off-market deals. Don't mess with that on-market stuff. And number 3, celebrate all the small wins. Okay. All right. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that it resonates with you, and I hope that you'll take some action based on it. At a very minimum, get up and celebrate whatever you've done so far in this business so you can keep pushing yourself. Okay. The next time that we jump on, we're actually going to we've got a really, really good one, a topic that it's called breaking the cold call trap. I see too many people come to us and they're like, oh yeah, I've got a cold call right now because it's all that I can afford. I'm pulling lists and skip tracing. It's not true. Facebook ads is cheaper than buying lists from big data companies and all that stuff. It is in the long run, in the short run, in every way that you can look at it. But we're going to be covering that. We're going to help you break the cold call trap. You don't have to do cold calling to make this business work. You can get leads coming to you saying, hey, I'd like your help. Okay. All right, guys. Anything else, Bianca, you want to say?
No.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you guys. We'll catch you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.